everybody. It's the Rob from 106.1 Kiss FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Say hello to the bad guy, mon ami, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
You got to turn that theme music down, dude. I have a headache like you wouldn't even believe.
Is it coming in loud? I'm sorry. Coming in hot.
Oh, holy smokes. So the Pittsburgh Penguins were in State College, PA last night.
Like playing a game?
They were playing a game because Terry Pagula is the guy that owns the Buffalo Sabres and the Buffalo Bills. He is also a Penn State alum, and he has billions of dollars, and he bought hockey for Penn State. He just gave like, I like hockey, so I'll buy a Penguins hat. He likes hockey. He buys a team. He gave Penn State $82 million.
Oh, wow.
To build Pagula Ice Arena and start a Division 1A hockey team for men and women. He gave hockey to Penn State, and they're doing great with it. So every year he brings his professional hockey team, the Buffalo Sabres, for an exhibition game. And this year it was against the Penguins. So I got after it last night is what happened.
What do you mean you got after it?
I got after it. My friends and I, it was a sellout, and we got our hands on tickets, and we went to a bar beforehand and started to drink maybe too much. And then, lo and behold, they were selling beer on campus last night for the first time, and so there's that. And then I ended up at the American Legion, post 245 by my house, until well after midnight. My Fitbit says that I logged a whole 2 hours and 37 minutes of sleep with 26 minutes of restlessness. I'm having a hard time today. I'm not feeling sharp. And so that's why I got home a little after midnight, and then I was like, and I'm drunk, and I was like, I can't let Rob down. I'm going to watch some SmackDown.
Oh, my buddy. I mean, once in a while you can miss one. I mean, it happens.
So I put SmackDown on. I skipped some.
You skipped all.
Fell asleep during some. I don't remember anything that happened. Kevin Owens came out, right? No, he didn't. He showed up he showed up on camera. Yeah, you're going to have to walk us through. And I'm going to do my best today. Listen,
following the Sin City SmackDown, this was not quite as impactful as the week before, but still, it was a solid show. I don't know how to answer who won the week this week, but SmackDown had some stuff worth talking about, I guess.
Do you think it was weird that SmackDown didn't do a Bobby Heenan tribute?
Well, it didn't even register for me.
I mean, if they're really separate shows, then they could have had their own separate tribute, but I get that they didn't.
Well, if they're really separate shows, they did a pretty long spoken advertisement, a live read for No Mercy. I don't remember WCW doing that for WWF shows back in the Monday Night Wars.
I also don't remember Corey Graves doing both shows back then.
He's the guy for commentary now. He's got a lot of years left, so I think we ought to get used to Corey.
Yeah, they're grooming him. And I think he doesn't bother me. He just doesn't.
I didn't know what to call either episode this week. Last episode I titled Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar exchange words 6 days before No Mercy. This one I titled Kevin Owens apologizes to Vince McMahon for assaulting Vince McMahon or whatever, which I was going to put the word apologizes in quotation marks, but to be honest with you, the apology to Vince was relatively sincere.
Yeah, and then he turned it on Shane, which I thought it was from what I saw, I paid attention to that. That seemed really good. I like that. I like the idea of having him not be there.
Well, I mean, that was what it was, I guess. It wouldn't make sense in this blood feud to have Shane and Kevin in the same place without them laying hands on each other. His promo was a little subdued for me, though. I know it was by design. I know they don't always need to be explosive like it was last week, but it didn't move the meter for me much last night. I read a little bit about how allegedly they drew blood on Vince last week, if you care.
What do you mean?
So it was and it was not the hard way, from what I understand. I can tell you how they pulled the stunt off.
How do they pull it off? Because it sure looked like the hard way.
It sure did to me too. And here's my understanding of what they may have done last week to get the blood out of Vince.
Okay.
Shortly before he went out, they bladed him. And then they covered it up with this skin adhesive or a Vaseline type of material so that it wasn't, you couldn't tell that he was cut open, but just a little bit would break it back open.
That would have been bad, though, if he'd have come out and it started leaking like the Goldberg promo.
I was going to say that would have been like Goldberg.
Just bleeding for no reason.
How funny would it have been if we combine the Goldberg story with the Vince double hamstring pull? So Vince is strutting down. Hold on. Vince is strutting down, doing the Vince McMahon walk that you do so well, even though we can only see your head today. So Vince is strutting down the ring like he did at Royal Rumble in 2005. He pulls both hamstrings, and then so he starts sitting down on the ground to cut his promo again, and then his forehead just starts bleeding for no reason. That would be amazing.
That'd be the best.
This may only be funny for me and you, but goddamn, pal.
Goddamn, that'd be a bunch of mania. That'd be the best. I feel like if I were going to name last night's SmackDown, I would have named it Jinder Mahal is getting dangerously racist. He's making some pretty stiff Asian jokes. And I know that India is in Asia, but let's be serious here.
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely, and you could hear the crowd gasp when he said, I forget what the word was, but he said it like, you know. He took the L sound out of the word and made it an R sound.
You know.
Well, you know. By the way, I got to shout out, let me shout out two people if I could here real quick.
Shout them out.
Want to shout out Benny, who was listening to my show this morning live. Thanks, Benny. He caught I tried to see, I have Conrad Thompson on every morning for a Hometown Lenders endorsement. And I put him on the radio. And I guess that Benny, who even said he doesn't listen to the Conrad Thompson podcast with Bruce, but I threw in at the end of the recording, I said, you listen to Conrad, you go straight to the top. And Conrad thanked me for that off the air. And Benny caught that it was a nod to the wrestling fans. And Benny caught that this morning. So thank you. And then I also wanted to shout out Joseph. I don't know if you caught it yesterday. I tagged you in the post. But Joseph is he's going through dialysis or something. And he said that he loves when we get a post-to-post up there because it helps him through that stuff. That's
awesome. I missed it yesterday because I was too busy tying one on. But that's an awesome story. Way to go, Joseph.
Yeah, let me shout out Joseph and Benny, and stay strong, Joseph, and we appreciate you. And he shares it every time we post one too. So thanks, bud.
Well, I'd like to shout out. I think it's Benny, right? It's either Benny or Mike. It's who. I didn't realize that WWE was doing a Starrcade, and they pointed Benny, that out to me.
That was Benny too, I think. But don't get excited because my understanding is it's just for Greensboro.
I bet you it's going to be a WWE Network exclusive, kind of like the Beast in the East, or remember they did King of the Ring.
I wish it will be, but I don't think it will be.
You want to make a bet? I'm not sharp today. I'm having a hard time. Want to make a bet? I feel like it's going to be. Why would they do Starrcade as a house show?
I'll take this bet. You ready? Oh, well, boy, this is going to... Never mind, it won't work.
Won't work.
We could do it closer to Survivor Series, but I was going to say it could be the tiebreaker for our predictions episode tomorrow.
I don't want it to be the tiebreaker for tomorrow.
Okay, well, I know we can't. I know we can't do it like that. Why are you so against it?
Because I want tomorrow. I don't want a schmoz finish with our predictions this time.
Hey, you've won as many as you've lost from the schmoz finishes.
I know, but I'm sick of these dusty finishes. I want a straight book.
You're sick of dusty finishes, and you're excited for Starrcade. I feel like if this was going to be a network special, they would have put that in the press release. Maybe not.
2 hours and 37 minutes of sleep last night with 36 minutes of restlessness. I just want to point that out one more time. Sorry. That's like, my sleep last night was like a third of SummerSlam.
He got the same amount as 2 matches at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I slept through the kickoff show. That's pretty much that's it. That's it.
You're a trooper, Jer. So,
what do you think of all the Charlotte business? They're pushing her to the moon right away.
For starters, I wanted to say that I have never seen Charlotte look better than she did last night.
Mm-hmm.
Just in her street clothes. A lot of the girls came out in their street clothes. Last night, I actually wanted to see nude pictures of her. She looked good, personally. And then it became a waterfall promo, a stacked promo that just drives me crazy and makes me lose. I mean, when it was just Charlotte and Natty, I was cool with it. But then when it kept on coming, like, my God, drives me crazy.
Do it. Both shows just can't have a one-on-one women's match.
Oh, I know. It's so lazy. It's driving me crazy. But then I guess they're leading to the pay-per-view, though, which will be one-on-one, I guess. What do you do? Are you sinking? What happened to your body?
36 minutes of restlessness.
Well, I mean, you started low in your camera shot, but now you're like almost out of it. It's going to be just...
I think the chair's sinking. I got to raise it up here. Hold on.
What's going on?
All right.
Pretty soon it's just going to be just your eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so did you catch... here, let me just jump around to stuff. Because the next thing that jumped out to me would be Dolph Ziggler. Did you catch Dolph?
I did, and I loved it again. They're really slow burning this one. I keep waiting for the Bobby Roode.
Now it's getting too slow. Now something's got to happen.
I thought last night should have been the night that they brought out Bobby Roode.
That's what I thought too, and it wasn't. And not only that, they've brought out nobody, and he's had no matches. So, I like a slow build, but something should have grew this week, besides Jerry's chair.
There's definitely. But did you see the theme this week?
Where are you?
I'm in the studio. I think the chair's broken. Goddamn, pal. Just focus.
Pronouns, pal.
Because he does Triple H, and then he does Shawn Michaels, and then he does DX. I was wondering if he was setting something up with Triple H. Like,
I didn't follow. I just got a little confused. This was the first time I was a little bored with Dolph this time, just a little bit. I like the gimmick.
The third week.
Yeah, just someone needed to come out, or it should have been the Bobby Roode week, because Bobby, we didn't see him this week or last week, did we?
Right. So if they're going to save him and try to surprise us by throwing him out there on Dolph, they should have never debuted him. They should have waited and let this be the debut.
Yeah, I agree completely. I agree with you 100%. What else is worth talking about from SmackDown last night? Let's see. Orton defeated Aiden English, which, Jerry, where are you?
I'm right here. Can't you see me?
You're not in your... Look at your... Can you see your shot?
No, I'm looking at you.
Oh, I'm being 100% honest. Your chin is out of the frame.
Oh, man. Let me click.
And then when...
Oh.
I mean, when you fixed your chair, you were good for a minute. And what you can't see is you've got our pictures in the bottom right corner. So, I mean, we have like a quarter of your head in the shot right now. What if instead of raising your chair, you lower your camera shot? Can you do that? There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's good.
I didn't mean for it to be a distraction.
But wait till you watch it back. You start out in a good shot and then just keeps lowering until all of a sudden I can't see your mouth anymore.
I think the GD chair is broken. Is what I think it's doing. It won't stay up. It's like. Anyways,
as a big guy, I'm used to that. So yeah, Dolph needed a little bit of. Oh yeah, Jinder Mahal. I meant to talk about Orton and English. And it seemed weird for someone who's been so heavily featured in the main event scene, fighting for the title, to be going 15 minutes with Aiden English or however long it was.
Right.
So that
I was hoping
weird.
I was hoping Aiden English was going to go over too.
Dude, you know what's a shame? And I know this is a weird time to talk about this, but so I'm watching the Randy Orton DVD, RKO Out of Nowhere. It came out in like December, I think. So I'm behind on my DVDs, but I'm catching up. And it's 8 hours of Randy Orton matches, and it doesn't really specify. It's just this whole WWE, even some OVW stuff, and it's really a shame what's happened to him and my interest in his career and the crowd's interest in his career. Because, man, I'll say 10 years ago, he was really good. You know, he had fantastic matches. He kind of had a personality for a while there, although not always. And I mean, he was a fantastic worker, and everything's missing now.
I loved the Randy Orton Legend Killer era.
Dude, that was great. His Evolution stuff was really good. And then, like, remember when he was like attacking Triple H and the McMahons and going into their house? And I mean, like, man, he had an edge about him for a while. And not only that, even his RKO team with Edge, his rated RKO, like, that had stuff to it. Now he's offering nothing character-wise.
Well, I feel like he's bored or he's complacent, and it's coming off as such. He's getting back what he's given, and it's just a lot of boredom.
He must be watching his matches.
I feel like the WWE sees it now. I think they brought him back, and they hot shot him. They give him the title at WrestleMania, and then they realized quickly, like, he's not the guy. Not right now.
I feel like they could they could get it back. He's just offering nothing right now. And it could be a writing thing. But I mean, like, if you had to describe some people, you could do it. You know, like, for, I don't know, give me a wrestler. Shinsuke Nakamura. He's Japanese. English is a second language kind of thing. He's the king of strong style. He's flamboyant. He's got rock star-like personality. John Cena. John Cena he's a Hollywood star who's now he kind of buries guys in the back is kind of his gimmick now. And he's feuding with Roman Reigns and wants him to earn his spot. And Dolph Ziggler, he's been held down for long enough. He's tired of being held down, and he wants to get the fans to like him, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, by doing big entrances. Everybody
has a story, even Elias Sampson. I mean, they all have a story.
What's Randy Orton? He's just a good worker. He's a good wrestler.
RKO.
Yeah, you can't describe him, and that's a sign of a bad character.
They would describe him by using his nicknames.
Yeah,
they'd say RKO out of nowhere, and he's the Viper, and but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any teeth.
And that's another thing. Like, watching this DVD that I'm watching, this Blu-ray set, the way he gets people into the RKO and tries to make it, his finish is my favorite of all time. The Diamond Cutter / RKO is so versatile and is so, it's just so captivating the way it works. And he's got all the pieces, just has no personality, no real reason for anyone to latch on to him. Character-wise, that's what bums me out, right?
I agree. We agree wholeheartedly on Randy Orton, because I think we both also agree he has the best finisher in all of wrestling right now.
Yeah, I just said that, and when you could say that and the Diamond Cutter, they're both #1 in my book, and it's just being wasted right now because they can't seem to get anybody to care about what he's doing, and I feel like they're not even trying.
No, and I'm okay with him going away. Put him on NXT.
No, that wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't be the right fix. Just take more care with the way we're writing him. That's all you got to do.
Spend a little time. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy with Randy Orton. That's all.
He's got a natural mean streak about him. He's totally right. He's been there before. He's been to the top of the mountain 14 times. You've gotten us to care about him before. Let's just do it again.
Do it again.
So that's my thought about Randy Orton.
What'd you think about Baron Corbin and AJ Styles? I thought that was weird.
You know, I don't really get where they're going with this when it comes to that feud. I don't know what the end game is, but I guess maybe actually now that we're talking about it, maybe it's to get Ty Dillinger over.
Yeah.
I mean, it made sense because Corbin ruined Ty Dillinger's shot. Now Ty Dillinger ruined Baron Corbin's shot. And now Ty Dillinger goes from having no real feuds to having 2 solid feuds. Whether you can put him, it would make sense for him at any show, like the next 2 SmackDown shows, to wrestle Baron Corbin or AJ Styles. Both would make sense.
I feel like the only person this doesn't help is AJ Styles.
It's not hurting him, I don't think.
No.
You know, he's still got the U.S. title, and you know, he's, like I said, just like it's helping Ty because he could be mixing it up with 2 different people come their Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. The same could be said for AJ.
You'll have to help me with this one because I didn't watch AJ in TNA. Was he primarily a heel or a face in TNA? Because I preferred him as a heel in the WWE so far.
I would say he was like the heel that everyone cheered for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what they had in WWE, but now it's like he's full-blown white meat babyface.
I feel like that is going against the grain. I agree. I prefer him that way, but like, I also hate when they force it. You know, like, sure, Rock was a great heel, but once he got to the point where we're always cheering for him, it just became, you know,
he's not a heel.
Yeah, the opposite is true for Roman Reigns, you know, in that they're trying to make him a babyface, but no one wants him that way. But they just won't go with the flow, which a lot of times they do go with the flow. That's what
I think they're starting to go with the flow.
I think still the end game for Roman is to make him a babyface. I think they want to make him the #1 babyface. That's my dude. You can't have your #1 babyface not connect with the audience. Boy, imagine how dull a babyface Reigns versus a heel Orton feud would be right now.
Could you imagine oh my God.
It'd be the most boring thing ever.
Boring.
Special referee Lance Storm.
No expressions. None.
No, nobody smiles. Nobody frowns. We just say bitch a lot.
The bitch.
Pronouns, pal.
Bitch watch 2017. I'm watching for it again. I wonder if he probably won't do it at the pay-per-view. But maybe he will.
Wouldn't surprise me if he did. And
he won't be cutting a promo.
He could. Why not?
Maybe a little one.
I mean, at the last, yeah, you can have guys cut a promo at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow, like I said, I got a road show, so it might be a little late when we do it, but I'll keep you posted.
So we're doing it from our houses. That's always a disaster.
Well, no, I mean, I could get in the studio. I could ask Ryan to give me some studio time.
We'll see what time it is because it might not work with me, but it may. Like, I'm hoping you get back in time before I have to leave. But we will get it done tomorrow, and I'm excited to do it. I don't want to wait till Friday.
I don't want to wait till Friday either. I want to do it tomorrow, baby.
We're going to do it.
I can't think of anything else really worth talking about from SmackDown, to be honest with you. The New Day beat the Hype Bros, but that's, whatever.
That's just moving the Uso thing along. I
heard. Were you going to say something?
No, go ahead.
I heard that I don't think it's announced yet, but the plan is to make New Day and Usos in a Hell in a Cell at Hell in a Cell.
That would be awesome. I noticed. I did notice last night the Usos kept mentioning the man advantage and making note of the man advantage. I wonder if it'll be 3-on-2 or 2-on-2 in the cell.
I think it will be booked as 2-on-2, but I think it will become 3-on-2.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Jer, is there anything else you want to mention before we so I still have to make my final predictions. I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to make my predictions. I haven't written anything down yet. I've got some ideas.
What are you doing to your camera now?
Fixing it.
Fixing it.
I want to apologize because I'm not sharp today. I feel like I've been pretty slow
Jared,
slow on the uptake.
You bend over backwards for post to post. You did fine. Don't worry about
36 minutes of restlessness.
You don't know.
I blame the Pittsburgh Penguins and all those beers.
I blame the Penguins too. They're my least favorite team in hockey.
They're my favorite team.
I hate the Penguins.
I love them.
Even more than I hate the Steelers.
Go Penguins.
No
love
Penguins.
The Steelers.
No Steelers.
Go Steelers.
We don't agree on that.
we do, though. Off the air, Rob always tells me how much he loves Pittsburgh teams.
I would never, ever, ever, ever do that. All right, let me find the theme song. Hold on, give me a second.
Find it. Book it.
Yeah,
Book it.
There we go. Make it happen. Pronouns, pal. So, all right, listen. All right, I can't even top that for myself and the bad guy Jerry Valeri. Predictions coming up tomorrow. It's post to post. Here on 1061evansville.com. Later.